Today we're going to do a simple tutorial on how to change your wax on your surfboard properly. It's often an overlooked area, but it's a very important aspect in surfing. Traction keeps the surfer's foot attached to the board while you're riding a wave or performing a maneuver or a trick. Wax is formulated to be changed with the varying seasons. Wax is formulated to work with a certain water temperature. As the seasons change and the water temperature of the ocean changes, you have to change your wax. Wax can get very slick, it can get oil, and just become where it's no longer usable, and it will not provide traction. It will actually make the deck of your board slicker. So today we're going to go over simple ways of changing your wax. There's a couple things you'll need. Of course, you'll need a surfboard. Another thing that you'll need is a wax comb. Wax comb is used to remove old wax off of your board, along with when you have used wax on your board and you want to gain a little bit more traction, you can use your wax comb to diagonally comb your wax, and what that does is it takes off the layer of old wax that is on top, exposes the layer of fresh wax underneath, and it will give you better traction. And what you'll also need is, of course, you'll need surfboard wax. Okay, one of the most important things that you want to do first when you're changing your wax is you're going to have to remove your old wax. It's where the wax comb comes essential. Most of the time I'd recommend taking your board outside, letting the wax soften in the sun, but due to the circumstances at the time, I'm going to show you a little bit different way of doing it. Take your wax comb, straight edge here. The idea is to remove all your old wax off the deck of the board. Comes off quite easily. It come off even easier. It's left out a little bit in the sun. There's also different stripping agents that you can get that will soften the wax and make it easier to come up off the deck of your board. Okay, once you have the deck of your board clean, you can see you've exposed all the fiberglass of the deck of the board. It's nice and slick. That's why you have to apply the surfboard wax to the deck of the board so you can achieve traction. This is the old wax that came off the board, and now we're going to apply a simple base coat and then apply a new top coat of wax and get this board ready for next season. As I mentioned before, there's different formulas of wax. For the base coat, I normally will use, if I'm going into the winter season like I am now, I'll use a warm water wax as a base coat that basically it will give a good hard base for your softer cold water wax that will go on top of it. It's a good way of doing it. It primes the surface of the board and makes it easier to apply the cold water wax. So take that. Best way to do it is circular motion across the deck of your board. As you notice, as you apply the wax, you'll notice that depending on the color of the wax, you'll start to see a buildup of the wax on the deck of your board. You'll start to see little humps being built where more wax is deposited. That's normal. That's a good thing. That also helps with traction. With the base coat, what you want to do is get a uniform amount of wax down on your deck. And then now we're going to apply the top coat of wax. And that this particular wax is formulated for cold water, and that will be your top coat, and that will be what will keep your feet attached to this board. Same principle apply. Take the wax, circular motion. If you notice, I've got a very uniform coat of new wax. This is your top coat. Once I've applied the base and the top coat, last thing you want to do before you go surfing is take your wax comb, comb your wax out in diagonals. They'll even add even more traction to your new fresh coat of wax, and you can go surfing. And that is it for your tutorial on how to properly change your surfboard wax.